Tristan Ruppert joins us live now in Biloxi with more on what is a historic event.
Hugh, Allison, fear and frustration, two emotions displayed in abundance here on Casino Row regarding the historic closures of the casinos in the Magnolia State. But it actually came within a few feet of doing damage on the property right next door, where they were actually praying, coming to terms with what might happen if a tree just happened to blow the wrong way. This is where they actually spent a good portion of their night. These are literally just over 5-6 feet off the ground right now. They're not going to be dictating the flow of traffic anytime soon. Flames reaching upwards of 60 feet in the air. Somehow crews were able to keep it off 4 trailers on the edge of the property. This is one of the longer waits in Harrison County. There are a lot of changes at this year's Lucedale Fair, but there's still a lot of fun options. As you can tell, the Ferris wheel is rolling right now. Scrolling through social media these last few days, you'll see plenty of attempts by the younger generations to interact with one another. See a pup, send a pup. It may be best to show y'all what the proper technique actually is. First, you must apply soap, or in our case, black paint. When she packed her belongings and told him she was headed all the way to Texas. And if you can't tell, I'm ready for battle, and CoastCon has got a lot of people here this year.
On a day dedicated to commemorating the end of slavery here in the United States, a group of dozens of concerned citizens are calling for change.
They're demanding both that the state flag with its Confederate battle emblem and Confederate monuments be removed from county or public property.
Our Tristan Ruppert was at tonight's rally and he brings us this report.
Take it down! Take it down!
Tensions were high as passionate pleas for change met ardent support of the state's past.
Least we forget! Least we forget!
But both sides were able to stand up for what they believe.
Y'all will get the state child peace, because one thing about it, as Americans, everybody has a right, not just a select few. Y'all will get a chance to say something.
Many of those in attendance believe the state flag and the Confederate monuments are symbols of hate and racism.
It's important that we as citizens of Harrison County don't have monuments that represent hate.
Several showed up in support of the flag and the Confederate monuments they say honor those who came before them.
I learned a lot today from their side about how they think about it. We let them know how we feel about our side about it, and it came out good. I mean, you see us all shaking hands. There's no violence. It's pretty peaceful.
Even though some walked away more aware of how the others think and feel, calls for change will certainly continue.
We need to demand of the Harrison County Board of Supervisors, first, that rebel flag comes down immediately. As long as this monument stands at the doorsteps of the place where justice is sought, as long as that flag flies on that flagpole at the doorway of this courthouse, there is not even the appearance that justice is available in Harrison County.
Reporting in Harrison County, Tristan Ruppert, WLOX News Now.
The Harrison County Board of Supervisors will consider their stance on the flag and Confederate monuments at the next meeting on July 6th. Well, our neighbors to the east are still recovering from Hurricane Sally. Cleanup efforts continuing today after the storm slammed into coastal Alabama and Florida on Wednesday. South Mississippi just barely missed the destruction that came along with Sally's path. Our Tristan Ruppert spent the day in Gulf Shores and gives us this look tonight at the cleanup.
Many community members in Gulf Shores spent Thursday in their yards, trying to remove the reminders of Hurricane Sally.
Hearing about it's not like seeing it. And when we got on 59 off of Interstate 65 and started coming down, the truth was being told then.
The truth? Utter devastation, some of which will take weeks to clear. No matter where community members rode out the storm, they all felt Sally's wrath.
House shaking, things like that. You hear trees cracking outside. It makes you a little nervous.
Redmond's neighbor Ray Fury drove up north of Foley, but even he felt the storm's power.
When the wind really picked up, there was a lot of gravel apparently on the road, and the wind picked it up and blew it into the back of my van and 3 other cars.
The storm wasn't always headed to Alabama, though. Earlier projections put New Orleans and South Mississippi in danger. While we escape the brunt of the storm, Redmond stressed that we cannot become complacent when it comes to hurricanes.
Never take a hurricane for granted. It don't matter if they project it to go to Texas. You never really know which way it's going to go. You know, this hurricane was supposed to go to New Orleans, and then it was supposed to go to Biloxi, and then it was supposed to go up through Mobile Bay, but yet it still hit Gulf Shores head on. You know, hurricanes cause extravagant amounts of damage and cost lives.
Reporting in Gulf Shores, Tristan Ruppert, WLOX News Now.
At least one person has been reported dead in connection to the storm.
Cleanup efforts are underway at the Yarborough home, and some things are already getting back to normal.
Oh, and I have a nice electric bill.
Others may never be the same.
When we pulled up, the roof was pretty much off. It was down to the plywood where I was kind of pulled up. I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't too bad. You know, some exterior damage, we'll get through it. And then as you just start walking around more, it just gets worse and worse.
The Yarborough's roof was ripped apart, with most rooms in the home taking on water. But the family isn't allowing the devastation to get them down.
We're taking it pretty well. It's, to say it can all be replaced. You know, it was just the sentimental stuff. We were lucky. We didn't lose anything sentimental. So that's really been the blessing in the whole thing.
Yarborough stressing the importance of staying positive as he attempts to tackle the cleanup efforts one step at a time.
If you're negative, I mean, it's just gonna, you're just gonna sit there and sulk, and this won't get rebuilt. I mean, the positive of this is I might end up with a nicer house than I had in the beginning.
And while they are clearing out the house right now, they are already looking forward to seeing the community come back to life.
I would say pretty much every time you come back better and stronger than ever. It builds character in a human being and a person as to what you can endure when you always know, hey, look how bad I had it back then, you know, how far you've come.
Reporting in Iowa, Tristan Ruppert, WLOX News Now.